let's look ahead to the Bears. Let's start with Robert Saleh's side of the team, the defense against Ben Johnson's offense. I asked Robert what he thought of Ben Johnson. Remember when I don't know who asked Robert about Liam Cohn? He had that real slick answer, like, "Yeah, he steals signs really well," and had to backtrack. I asked him about Ben Johnson. He didn't say anything about stealing signs. He's like, "Yeah, he's really good. He's up there with Kyle and McVay and LaFleur." What kind of a challenge does Robert Saleh have? I mean, we know the Bears can really run the ball. They have a very talented quarterback who can make good plays, but he doesn't complete a high percentage of his passes. What's the challenge this week?
You know, I really like the offensive weapons the Bears have. Running back, wide receiver, tight end. The one hesitancy I have is I am not totally sold yet on the quarterback. He
Sure.
takes a lot of sacks. His ball security is not really good. He's got a lot of fumbles. He's only throwing for 57% or thereabouts as a pass, which is not good. In today's NFL game, you should be 63, 65% minimum.
Minimum.
To be only a 57% passer. And he's kind of a wild hair.
Yeah.
You know, he plays loose. The ball is out there, you know, like he's holding a loaf of bread, you know. And he loses balls that way. And his throwing posture and his release points are so erratic at times. He'll try to make a lot of throws that are a la the old Mahomes style, where he can just whip it and play loose. There's a lot of street yard ball in Caleb Williams. Okay. Ben Johnson is working his butt off to try to groom him, squeeze down all that wild activity and try to condense it into a more consistent package. But it's not going to just happen in one season. So we're seeing an improvement, but it's still not where it's going to be, where you're going to be Ben Johnson's and say, I can live with this guy now. He's given him a few gray hairs. He makes some great plays, but then on the other hand, oh my God, he makes some of the most.
He misses so many wide open throws from clean pockets. It's like, man, how did you miss that? You know what Saleh said yesterday? He was like, he's actually more accurate when he's running. It's like, oh, is that a compliment? I don't know.
Well, the thing about it is now, think about this now. Sometimes if you as a quarterback have too much time to think about it, you know, you're in a clean pocket, so as you said, rocking chair situation, and you mentally kind of
thinking about your mechanics, right? As opposed to just doing what you've always done.
When you're out on the run, you have to improvise, and you're basically going on your natural instincts and ability, and just bam, the ball comes out. You don't, you know, mentally think yourself into an issue where you're going to misfire when it's a plain lead pipe lock shot, and that's you know, Caleb Williams. But yeah.
Let me ask you this.
What?
Let me ask you this. Here's how Saleh usually thinks about stopping like, I think he thinks like, what's the number one thing I got to stop this week? And last week he got caught off guard because he thought it was Jonathan Taylor, but the Colts made it Rivers, and it took him a while to realize that that's what the game was going to be. Is it Caleb? Is it forcing Caleb to stay in the pocket and play quarterback? Is it shutting down this run game, which is averaging about 5 yards a carry? What's the number one thing Saleh has to handle?
Well, I would like to keep contained on Caleb Williams. I want him to have to play in the box, and make legitimate throws, not run around on the outside like it's recess. And then here's the other problem, Grant. When he's out scrambling like that, now my secondary and my linebackers have to plaster on their coverage as the play is extended with Caleb Williams out there running around. And so now it requires greater discipline of my secondary and my linebacker players to stay with the receivers. And that's where the big play comes. The guy doesn't stay plastered. He loses the guy when he changes direction. And all of a sudden, bam, a guy's wide open, and you're getting into play that way. Force him to stay in the pocket. Force him to make a throw, an accurate throw, and make him play quarterback as opposed to be athlete out there throwing the ball.
Because it seems to me that if there's no pass rush and he can sort of hold the ball and mess around and roll left and roll right, The Niners defense, you can only cover for so long. They're going to get tired. He has a big arm. I mean, Rivers couldn't really make the Niners pay down the field, but Stafford could. And Williams kind of has a really, really good arm. I wonder if this bend but don't break, keep everything in front of you thing will work if he's holding the ball forever.
Well, the thing about it is he's a 57% passer. Okay. That's, a couple. Think about that. It's not that great a percentage. So eventually, even if he does have some clean shots, he's going to miss anyway because he's a so-so kind of thrower. So it's
Right.
not
So
like
if he has to make 8 throws in a drive, better than if he has to make 2. Because if he has to make 8, he's missing at least 3. Maybe
true.
4 or 5. Yeah, it's true. Okay.
I would force him to have to play a more strict, typical orthodox quarterback and take away that extra element that he has where he likes to make plays on the move outside the pocket, extending plays with the boots, the nakeds, and scrambles, and take that element away from him and say, okay, we're going to force you to play quarterback.
Yeah, I can
Not
see
an athlete
thinking
throwing the ball.
like I want to take away the run game. I want to take away the boots and the play actions. I want to put you in 2nd and 8. I want to put you behind in the game and make you drop back. You have to drop back and play quarterback. None of this roll left, roll right, hand off. Like that's easy training wheels quarterback stuff. Actually play drop back passer against. I mean, no pass rush. You should be able to do it, but he can't execute. He can't throw accurately enough to actually do that all game and win. Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. And I think the bottom line is, from a statistical perspective, his data shows that he's going to give it up a little bit. He's got 6 picks, 23 touchdown passes. I go back and look at the Green Bay game a couple weeks ago. He had a game-winning touchdown pass sitting there if he would have put the proper trajectory on the ball. And he's outside the pocket. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm looking at from behind him. I see the defender between the receiver and Caleb Williams. Put some air over the ball, put some top on the ball. You got the game-winning touchdown. Instead, he throws a flat ball that ends up getting picked.
Yeah, that was bad. He has some really bad moments like that.
But see, that's what I'm banking on as a defensive coordinator. I'm banking on him. It's remembering that. How bad are your bad plays?
Right. Like from their perspective, an ideal game for them is run the ball 35, 40 times, pass it 20 times, let him be a playmaker who scrambles for some first downs and makes some things happen. But winning and losing isn't really determined by Caleb Williams. We don't want to put the whole game on his shoulders and ask him to drop back 50 times. That's how you lose.
Yeah. The other thing now, he does have the ability to run. He's averaging over 5 yards a carry on his scrambles. So now the thing about it is, if I'm concerned about him running, that's going to limit some of my coverage choices for Salah on, say, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. I can't play a too high man-to-man under and play a concept like that and not have anybody who's spying on Caleb Williams, because then the whole field opens up like the Grand Canyon. Phillip Rivers wasn't going to run, for anything. So I could play that coverage against Rivers because he's not a run threat. But I go against a Caleb Williams on 3rd and long and situations like that. I can't play 2 high safeties and man under and only have 4 rushers, and I've got no free defender to spy on him because he's going to run forever.
Yeah.
So I have to restrict my coverage choices predicated upon his threat to run the ball.